understand you from up here, you asshole. Stop going ahead and yell it.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me better?
No. Not really.
Oh no.
Well, maybe just we'll see what happens. We'll let this ball roll. Go for it.
Let's see what happens. Okay.
That's not great.
Yeah, it's not helping.
Well, once again, we can go ahead and clarify if it needs to come to it. We can do so in a manner that everyone comes to a conclusion. We all understand the question. All right?
Your Honor,
We'll
defense
work with what we have.
Understood. Defense just asked that the witness take a couple extra seconds, not for objections, just so that we can take the time to ask if the question needs to be repeated.
All righty.
Thank you so much.
That's
Your Honor.
entirely acceptable. Go ahead.
All right. Did you conduct a further investigation?
Do you mind if I clarify? Are you talking about after that scene?
That's right.
Yes, there was an investigation after, in terms of questioning Mr. Braun. I cannot state, however, that I was present for the questioning after. I believe that would be Officer Kit Archer who conducted questioning, as well as followed up on a 911 call that we were looking into.
Thank you so much, Officer DeGon. That's all the questions I have.
All right. Anyone else from the prosecution side? Can't hear you. Speak up.
No, I was letting him know if he can just write down the questions. I could ask him as well, too.
All righty. Is there anything else from your side for questioning?
That's it for the director. Thank you.
All righty. Go ahead. Vince, your floor.
What's up, Rami?
How you doing today, Flop?
Doing great. You got wonderful hair. I gotta admit.
Thank you.
You letting it grow out?
Yeah. Now, Flop, you were the first responder on scene, correct?
I was the first on scene, yes.
Can you describe to me your procedure on what you did on scene?
Sure.
Not thoroughly, just, quick bullet pointed.
Bullet pointed? Sure. So I arrived on scene, like any other scene where I suspect a crime was committed, especially this one where gunshots were reported. I did exit my vehicle with my firearm. I did a brief clearing of the scene and immediately ran over to tend to wounds to Mr. Braun. I had another officer help fully clear the scene while I tended to wounds. I then conducted a GSR test after EMS was called. Once the GSR test came back positive, I frisked Mr. Braun. Once Mr. Braun was frisked and I felt a bulge, I proceeded to check for the bulge in which the firearm was found. Mr. Braun was then placed in cuffs about the same time EMS arrived on scene.
Were you the arresting officer? Like, you're the one who charged him and sent him to jail, or
He was never sent to jail.
Right. Okay. So what? He was taken to the cells and then let go, correct?
No. Well, yes and no. He was incapacitated on scene. He was unresponsive. After EMS had taken him, and I asked for his condition, they also claimed that they have had no answer. So he was brought directly to Crusade Medical, where he was put into intensive care until he was subsequently released once his health was back in good shape.
Okay. Now, on the prosecution side, you were charging my client here with criminal possession of a government-issued firearm, correct?
I believe that's the only charge, yes.
You read to the courts the penal code for government criminal possession of a government-issued firearm?
Robbie, just before we continue with this, if you don't mind, with your questioning, don't ask. Hold on, make sure that I'm speaking up here. With your questions, make sure you're not asking the answer during your questions. All right?
Your Honor, it's not being objected.
I understand.
I want to be here for 4 hours.
No, I understand. I'm just giving a blanket statement here because some of them already could have been. I'm just letting you know. Just make sure to keep it open with it, all right?
Of course.
Don't
Are
ask
we allowed
the
to lead on
answer.
cross?
Yes, we are.
I just wanted to establish everything. He's putting the words into their mouth.
I understand.
So let's go ahead. That's fine.
I
go
understand.
ahead, Rami. Continue. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's even been asked in court, to be honest. the penal code for criminal possession of a government issued firearm? Flop, can you read the penal code out for a criminal possession of a government issued firearm for the courts?
Sure thing. Your Honor, do I have permission to grab my MDT and read it verbatim?
Yeah, let's go for it.
No, you're way worse now.
Criminal possession of a government issued firearm. It is illegal to possess a government owned or issued firearm without being a sworn duty peace officer who's currently on duty or off duty. This includes firearms that law enforcement officers purchase for their sworn daily duties.
Okay. Without being a duly sworn peace officer. Now, would you agree that a peace officer is a civil officer appointed to preserve law and order?
I believe an officer is put in duty to protect and serve.
It's a yes or no question. I said, as
Objection,
this.
Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Scope?
Rebuttal.
It's within the penal code.
You're asking his responsibilities as an officer. You're
No,
also
I
going
said
on
it-
a penal code to that. Where are you going with this, Rami?
It's a peace officer is described in the penal code of the charge that my client is being charged with. So I'm
Right. Yep, I'll go ahead and I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead, Rami. Go and continue then.
okay. A yes or no question here, Flop.
Mhm.
Would you agree a civil officer or a peace officer is someone who's appointed to preserve law and order, correct?
Sure, you could say that.
Okay. That would mean a cop, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I see where this is going.
A judge. You would agree a judge preserves law and order, right?
I wouldn't call him a peace officer.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, does a judge preserve law and order?
Sure, Rami. A judge preserves law and order.
Now, a judge takes a sworn, they take a swear to the oath, right? Before they, when you go to the bar, you got to swear that you're going to, perform your duties to protect law and order to the people, correct?
Can you ask your question again?
Did you take a swearing to preserve law and order when you became an officer?
Objection, Honor. Scope again. What does this have to do with anything we're talking about today?
Your Honor, I'm just breaking down the definition of the charge that my client got charged with, or is being charged with.
Yeah, Captain Sachs said he's expanding upon the definition of a sworn peace officer, to which Mr. Dugong gave a definition that is involved with the penal code, where that is a actual statement within the code. It is still within scope because he is referring back to that statement and allowing the questions to expand based upon that. And I will allow that line of
I
questioning
see
to
where this is
continue.
going.
Understood.
All righty.
You mind asking your question
Yeah,
again?
sure. Did you take an oath when you became a cop?
Yes, we all do.
And you took an oath to protect and serve, correct?
I did.
And you took an
Your
oath
Honor,
to.
Again, objection. He's testifying for the witness saying correct, not allowing the witness.
Your Honor,
to
I'm
answer the
leading,
question.
which I'm allowing to lead on a cross.
Why would you say correct after asking a question?
I don't know. I'm shut up.
Go ahead, Your Honor. I'll let you take this one.
Listen, let's keep it. Yes, don't put the correct out there if you could, just for own purpose.
Yeah, sure. No worries. It's just a bad habit,
It's-
Your Honor. That's all.
Yes, I understand you want to get your
Honor,
point across.
Apologies. Romy picked that up from Oliver.
I'm still speaking. All right, Mr. Rami,
Yes.
just ask the question. Be done.
Sure. Your Honor,
Alright.
my apologies. I was just taken after the prosecution. Can you read me my last question? What I ask?
It
You're-
was, did
you're
you take
asking
an
me?
oath when you became a
No, no,
cop?
I'm talking to
Is
the
questions that you're asking. Mr. Kermit, go ahead if you have everything else written down.
Yeah, the most
Apologies, there
recent
are times when
question.
my thoughts have to
Oh no, that's
understand
okay.
both sides.
The most recent question Rami asked was, where are we? Did that oath require you to swear to protect and serve?
You mind answering
And-
that for me?
Well, he already answered. He said yes.
Okay. And the question I asked after that, before Leo objected, would you know what that was or no?
No, that was the question he interrupted. Like he interrupted
Okay.
Flop's,
Oh, okay.
answer.
Okay. And Flop already answered yes.
Yeah, he interrupted Flop's answer, but he said
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Now, Flop.
Hello.
So you would agree that a judge, before swearing under oath and being and serving as one in the city, they take an oath to preserve law and order as well.
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation. He's not a judge. He's a cop.
That's actually a good objection.
I don't think that's speculation. That's not speculatory, Your Honor, but
Opinion of a lay person. What the hell, whatever you call it.
Would you like to rebut there, Rami?
yeah, I can talk to my team here and if they can allow me to rebut it.
Wait, is he doing speculation or layperson?
A layperson was the last
Can we
one. Let's
have
go with that.
Can we have clarification since the Captain Slack stated 2 objections, so we understand which objection we're rebutting here?
The latter.
Once again, just to repeat myself, objection of a layperson.
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Opinion of a lay person.
Laid
It's fine.
person of the opinion.
It's fine, Your Honor. No worries.
Yum.
No worries, Your Honor. You can sustain it.
Alrighty.
not you can,
Question
you know.
withdrawn. Go ahead.
Okay.
Continue.
Withdraw.
Strike that from the record there, Camry.
Young. It has been stricken.
Alrighty. Rami. Anything
Now,
else?
can you describe to me what the defendant here was wearing at the scene?
Sure. To the best of my recollection, I believe there's a piece of evidence showing it. It has not been referred to. Would I have permission to find that piece of evidence, Your Honor? If not, I can.
It's in the
go off of
evidence right now.
recollection.
It's under IX or
Yeah.
9.
I'll tell you what. I'll go based on
Go
my
ahead and refer to
recollection. Okay. That
No,
works.
Your Honor. You can refer to the article nut.
Here,
Attached
go for that.
evidence.
Sure. When I initially arrived on scene, the first thing I noticed was the gray suit jacket with the gray pants. And at the time of that photo, it was the same gray jacket, gray pants with the black undershirt.
Okay.
No hat.
Okay. And was he wearing a mask?
No, I was able to identify Murphy Brown on scene.
Okay. So, did you have any inclination that he was, outside doing crime in the city, given your experience as a peace officer?
Just to clarify, are you asking me to assume that he was out doing other crime, or are you talking about this scene that I responded to?
That scene.
Based on the calls that we received, anyone that was back on the scene, I, in good faith, followed the proper process that I would with anybody that I would find on any scene relating to related calls.
Did you take any ballistics on scene? Did you find any casings or anything?
Like I stated about 3-4 times now, there was no physical evidence on scene.
That is all.
Alrighty. Anyone else from the
sir.
prosecution there?
Your Honor, I have one more question.
I saw
if you don't
defense.
mind.
Hey, go ahead. What's your name?
My name's
ahead.
Sebastian Birch.
All right.
Hi, Sebastian.
Full record. Go ahead and note that down for me there, Kermit.
I'm sorry. No. One more time.
Sebastian Birch.
Okay.
Go ahead. Approach Counselor Birch.
Flop, did you find a cell phone on Judge Braun?
I would have to go back to refer evidence. I don't believe I did now.
Okay. And do you know how long he was incapacitated before you came on scene?
The call that we received of an injured party was called in when I was right around the corner. I was at the end of Route 68 where it meets with Joshua. I would probably estimate that call came in about 15 seconds of the injured party before I actually arrived on scene.
Did you see him get incapacitated or shot? Did you see him get shot?
No, I was in the process of responding to gunshots, which came in about a minute before. I was probably about still on the highway. Actually, no, that was the initial call. I was probably still in the city when the gunshot was called in.
Okay, so it's safe to assume that he was shot a few minutes before you showed up, at least, right?
Nice try.
What?
Objection, non-responsive.
Did you just say nice try?
I did, yeah.
Can you go ahead and ask the question one more time?
I believe I said if it was safe to assume that he was shot a few minutes before Flop left the city.
Objection? Question mark?
Your Honor,
I
can I
have
rephrase
the
the question?
exact
I'll
quote.
rephrase the question.
I'm striking that question. Go ahead if you'd like to re-ask the question.
I know what you're doing. Flop, how long did it take you to arrive on scene?
I believe I answered that already.
That has indeed been asked and answered.
Objection. Ashton answered.
Okay, well, can you restate it for the courts, Your Honor?
It's like, hey, 1 second.
I can do that.
This motherfucker tried to get me to believe.
I have to find it. There's a lot of questions here.
That's the answer you were trying to get, right?
Yeah, that's really the last question.
You said how long did it take him to get on scene?
Yeah.
He said it took him. We initially started to respond to reports of shots fired. Blah, blah, blah. It took a couple of minutes, roughly 1 to 2 minutes. In that time, they received other calls. About 15 to 20 seconds before arriving on scene, received a call for a 47. It took them roughly 1 to 2 minutes.
Took you 2 minutes to get from the city to the client to my client's location, correct?
Roughly, yes.
Okay. Now, okay, no, that is all, Your Honor. Right, Sebastian?
All righty.
Your Honor, I lost my prosecution, so we rest.
Is he?
Oh.
Defense objects to that. Can we actually take a 5-10 minute recess to ensure that?
Why are you objecting to? Huh?
Just for the.
We'll take a
No,
5-minute recess.
No, we're not objecting, Your Honor. We're
Withdraw
objecting.
that.
We withdraw our objection.
Court's in 5-minute recess.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you.
We still need to afford the opportunity for the individual, should they want to come back and re-examine.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may ask, can we educate Captain Slacks on what it means to rest?
Oh, recess. That's what I meant to say. My apologies. I said
Good
rest.
God, man. You literally almost just fucked your entire case.
Your Honor, he rested. Yeah. Oh,
I
God.
meant to say recess.
I'm gonna think.
I understand what he's saying. I get it.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Your Honor, am I able to step down during this recess, or would you like me to stay here?
Here, please stay here.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
That cannot be comfortable to sleep on. Hey, come here. Come here.
Well, I sleep on the desk
got a
right here.
fantastic
It's
beard.
honestly not too bad.
You look so goddamn
Talk to
good.
me, man.
You look great.
I have to get you
Don't
a
talk to
room
me.
around here.
What do you mean? What do you
Doesn't
mean?
hate you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I
What?
could get my own like private
He hasn't-
chambers.
He hasn't reached
man.
out.
Nobody's reached out to him.
This is true. I've been busy. Tell my son I'm sorry and I love him, please.
He feels no love.
No.
First off, individuals in the
hated.
back there, if you all
What the
have
fuck?
masks on, please do me a favor, remove them. Helmets, masks, everything.
But
No
also,
masks in the
mustache.
courthouse.
Remove your
Thank you, I
mask.
appreciate it.
Remove
That means
your
you,
mask.
kitty cats.
Remove
I hope
Thank
it falls
you.
off.
It
Hey,
is
come on.
fake. It might.
Oh my God! Your Honor, I want to note it for the court. He just said his mustache is fake.
Oh, I have no idea what you just said. Your mouth moved about 1,000,000 miles a minute.
I want
My
to note it
hearing
that
is
Flop
not
said
quiet.
his mustache is fake.
My
It's
mo-
not true. Is
my-
that true, Flop?
No.
You're on oath.
We're in recess.
Doesn't
We
matter.
are
You're still on your
recess.
oath.
Ah, fuck.
Tell the
Yeah.
truth, Flop. Tell the truth.
Your Honor, my mustache is in fact fake.
Oh my
What
God!
the hell is wrong with you,
Oh my
asshole?
God! Oh
Tell
my
your bubble, okay?
God!
Good man.
Oh my God! We're in recess, dummy. Under oath don't count in recess. Oh my God!
Doesn't matter. He had good intentions.
Jesus Christ, if the mustache is fake, what can we believe from this guy? You never lie about your man's mustache. See, mine is perfectly trimmed up, tidy, all natural.
Are you sure about that?
It looks it
It's not a magic marker.
you have a mustache?
It's not a magic marker, man.
Makes me think he's doing nefarious thing.
Huh. Kirby, are you talking to somebody in the corner?
Yeah, Malton's right next to me.
Oh gosh. Well, and you may have to step out of the courtroom and come back in. I apologize.
We're in a recess right now. Apparently nobody can see you. Oh, Malton said no.
I can hear you. I just
Oh.
Tell him no for me, Kermie.
Malton said no.
Yeah, okay.
I have to listen to him. He's technically my boss.
Anyway, sorry. So Julio has it. I mean, I'm gonna leave regardless.
I don't know who has it now, to be honest.
Did you hear him? He goes, so would you approximate that you know, so Murphy was shot 2 minutes beforehand. I
Your
can't.
Honor, is it all right if we do a little dance while we wait?
You want to do a dance?
Just want to do a bit of an Irish jig.
My
my
man,
legs are
my
falling
man
asleep
tried
on
to
American
fucking get me
easel.
on the hot
Yeah,
gotcha
sure, go for it.
question. Listen, I might be a bozo, but I'm not.
Prosecutor back.
I'm not that bozo.
He's back, Your Honor.
Yes,
Oliver?
Master.
All righty.
There you go.
Mr. Oliver.
He sounds much
Do,
better too as well.
Perfect. Do you have a mace that you can go ahead and put on and take off for me?
He tried getting me to confirm that Murphy Braun was shot on scene, potentially to victimize Murphy Braun.
Counsel Hall?
All?
Yes, I apologize. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, I can. Do you have a mask that you can go ahead and put on and take off for me real quick?
Wait, when was this supposed to happen?
Your Honor, if I have permission to approach, I have one for the prosecutor.
Yes, go
Oh,
ahead.
thank God. I didn't want to have to take off my mustache.
I don't think he can hear anybody. Just give us 1 minute.
All righty.
No, they
Hey, Bailey, could we switch seats for like a minute?
The hell you want to switch seats for?
I want you to get a photo of me up there.
You can do so when court's not actually.
God damn it.
Around. I'll let you in there afterwards, but during this, no.
I'm sorry. It would be such a cool. Oh my God, my photo would look so sick. I'm projecting my future.
Fine, do it.
Let's go.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. We are prepared to proceed.
All righty. Just one sec.
Court's
He just
in
wants
session.
God.
He's looking for a photo opportunity.
Somebody get a photo quick. You good, Oliver?
I got you.
Apologies. I thought we would have been an extra minute. Thank you, Your Honor.
I got you. I got you.
Go
for
ahead,
photo
sit back down.
Thank you, Siobhan.
I do what I can.
All righty.
Sammy will send it to you. Sorry. Go ahead.
His call is back into session. I do believe at this time we are waiting on Mr. Hall for redirect.
Thank you, Judge. Happy to proceed.
This is a pain.
All right, Officer Guy. I just wanted to ask you, do you have to be a cop to possess a government-issued firearm?
Yes.
All right. And does being a judge allow you to possess a government-issued firearm?
No.
And I also wanted to clarify, and I know this is going to sound a bit of a silly question, but do you have to be conscious to fire a gun?
Define conscious. I would say conscious enough to pull the trigger.
Awake and alert.
That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. No further questions.
We would like the
I
witness for
appreciate that,
recall,
Oliver.
Your Honor.
Thank you.
All righty. Mr. Dugong, you will go ahead and step down. You have been marked for recall. Do not go anywhere.
Sure thing.
All righty. Prosecution. Next witness.
Certainly, Judge. The people call Officer Archer. To
Ooh, my
stand.
frames are not good in here.
Officer Archer, go ahead and approach, please.
You got this.
Yes, man.
You have to do your thing there, Dingo.
Oh, hey, do you?
Flex, did you hear that?
You've been sworn in, right, man?
What?
Yeah, I have.
They tried to get me
Alright,
to
go
admit on
on.
the stand
Take a
that
seat.
the gunshot was direct victimizing.
Is it okay if I just
Like I'm able to prove that the gunshot was him being shot on scene.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I try to help out.
Is
Sorry.
it-
I
No,
don't
no,
have a
no.
lot of
You're good.
experience.
You're good. You're fine.
One day we'll teach you how to.
I was surprised with the way that
You gotta bend your
the line of
legs a
questioning
little
went.
bit.
Yes, you may go
Yeah, I
ahead and
mean,
stand
they're
up.
trying to be can
That's
to put
fine.
doubt in everything we're doing right now.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I'm smarter than
How
that.
are we today, Officer Archer?
Oh, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking.
Frames are
I
no
wanted to
bueno
ask
in
you
here.
A couple questions. First off, where are you employed at?
I'm employed with the Los Santos Police Department.
All right, and were you working on the day of January 5th leading into the 6th?
I was.
And did you respond to any 911 calls at the courthouse?
I did. I responded to a call for a kidnapping at the courthouse.
What happened?
Luis Fernandez called in that there was a kidnapping taking place at the courthouse. I was riding with Captain Slacks at the time. On the way to the courthouse, we actually ran into Mr. Fernandez.
Can we?
who was
I mean,
driving
do we
away.
want to try follower mode? Do we care
We
enough for
quickly
follower
asked him what
mode?
had
I don't know.
happened. He said that 2 people were kidnapped. We drove there. We didn't.
Also,
see
hi Simon. How you
anything.
doing, brother?
We asked him for a description of the suspects. They said it was I believe a black and color truck, like a pickup truck, and there were 2 to 3.
I don't
of them.
know.
When we got there, we didn't see anything. We code
I don't
6
care
for
about
a while
bias.
looking for
Yeah.
the truck. We're unable to locate it, and
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
With Mr. Fernandez just to ask him more
Can I
questions.
stop you right there? Just for the call record, if you have a code or anything that's attained, whatever, just make sure to go ahead and explain that to the rest of us. All right?
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
said code
I
6.
didn't mean to. Oh,
Yes.
we
Cap, do you happen to have anything to eat?
looked around the area.
All right, did you find anything?
Actually, I do here.
No.
Oh, thank you.
What did you do after that?
You just placed it on the table. Oh my god, thank you.
I called Mr. Fernandez to follow up with more questions regarding the kidnapping. He said that he was on the way to meet Mr. Braun to talk about lost stuff. And
Do you have any food?
when he got there, Mr. Braun was
No, I wish I did. I'm sorry, Flop.
It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
All right,
He
and
took all my
the
stuff.
description of the kidnapped individual. What description specifically did he give?
He said that it was a clown and one other person. I can't be sure if he said if it was a man or not, but I believe he did. He said it was a man and a clown.
Did he give any description similar to that of the defendant?
No,
And did you investigate this further?
I did. I brought Luis in for further questioning at Mission Row. In addition to that, we looked into, we investigated the clown that was potentially kidnapped. We thought we might have found a lead with Delver Lee. However, he was unable to corroborate. He said that he hadn't been kidnapped.
All
Although
right.
he did say that he had witnessed a kidnapping at the courthouse at one point.
Were you able to get Mr.
Get it closer.
So sorry. Were you able to get Mr. Fernandez to identify the
No.
individual he saw being kidnapped?
Gonna object, Your Honor, to leading.
I didn't even understand the question. Hold on one sec. What was the question again?
Did you get Mr. Fernandez to identify the individuals being kidnapped?
Go ahead and rephrase that for me, Mr. Hall.
Certainly.
I'm going to sustain the objection. Go ahead.
I'll backtrack a little bit. Did you ever conduct a lineup?
I did. So part of the investigation.
They could object
with
or facts
Luis
not in evidence,
Fernandez
but
is, in addition to the questioning, I had Mr. Braun come into MRPD in the clothes that he was wearing the night of the incident. That gray suit. We had 3 other officers dress up like Mr. Braun, and then we did a lineup to see if, Luis could identify anyone related to the kidnapping. He said that he was unable to, that nothing looked familiar. However, he did identify Suarez as the hot dog guy.
I see. And let's backtrack back to the scene of this incident. Did you investigate that scene?
I was not on scene for that.
Understood. But to the best of your knowledge, was any evidence found on the scene that the defendant had been present at the courthouse?
I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
Oh, certainly. We'll move on in that case. Did you find any evidence based on your investigation that led you to conclude that the defendant had been kidnapped?
No, I did not.
All right, thank you. No further. Actually, I do have a couple more questions. I'm sorry about that. You conducted. You later got involved in the investigation of the defendant.
Objection, leading.
I'll rephrase. Were you involved in the investigation of the defendant?
I did interrogate Mr. Braun twice at MRPD.
I see.
Question him.
Well, let's talk about that first incident. On what date did that occur?
The first one occurred on, I believe it was January 6th.
All right. And if I can, what happened during that interrogation?
We just asked him if he could recall the events of the previous night. In that
we could do follower mode for set it to like 20 minutes or something. I don't really care for the hoppers right now. I'm just looking to enjoy a good court case. If it gets bad, I'll say sub only, but we'll do like a high follower number.
We spoke to him briefly at the hospital, and then gave him
30-minute
time
works
because he had just woken up. And
all right, my followers, you guys are free.
And when he was ready,
behave, or we'll go back in sub mode.
MRPD for questioning.
All right, and did you gain any valuable information from that interrogation?
The only thing that I can recall is that he could not recall the events of the previous night. He had no knowledge of it.
All right. Did the defendant explain that he had been kidnapped?
No.
Did the defendant explain that why exactly he had a government-issued firearm on his person?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
I'm asking, did the defendant explain, Judge? I'm not giving any sort of answer in the question the way it's phrased.
We didn't question him.
Hold on. There's still an objection on there. I have to rule on it. No worries. Just give me a second. I'm going ahead and overrule that objection. He's not asking for the direct answer with it in terms of it. He's not giving the answer with it. He's still asking her to expand upon the question. So I will allow that question to stand if you go ahead and re-ask it for the court, please.
Certainly. Did the defendant explain why he had a government-issued firearm on his person?
And no, we didn't question him about the weapon during the first interrogation.
All right. And what about the second interrogation? When did that take place?
I can't remember the exact date. Can I reference evidence?
No, certainly. Please do.
You have evidence handy? Could you go ahead and point that out there, Council Hall?
I was just gonna, because we recorded it. I was just gonna reference the date
I'm
of
just
the
asking
recording.
for a date if he has a handy.
Yeah,
that's
of
it.
course. See, the specific date's the 19th. Do you dispute me on that, Officer Archer?
No, that sounds about right. I had a 9 in my head, but I felt like January 9th would have been too early.
Certainly.
That makes sense.
And what happened during the course of that interrogation?
Well, we brought him in because we wanted to ask him about the gun. That was something that wasn't brought up in the first interrogation. Mr. Braun stated that he didn't know where the gun came from. He had no knowledge of it.
All right, thank you very much. No further questions, Your Honor.
Anyone else from the prosecution side?
No, I think we're all set. Thank you, Judge.
All righty. And we have Cross.
So far, I think questioning is going pretty
Speak
good.
up there, Rami.
That one
Oh,
lawyer
sorry
tried
about
to
that.
get me on a high gotcha, but
Hey, Rami.
Yeah, I'm
How
just
you
trying to
doing?
keep it simple.
How you doing?
Yeah.
You doing good?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Is Ray
but
Romanov
I'm
here?
okay.
Oh no, he's not. Okay.
Yeah, it's so hot, man. Holy shit.
So real quick, kid. You said that there was a dispatch call of a car leaving the scene, right?
What scene?
You said you guys got a dispatch call of there was a vehicle fleeing the scene of the robbery, right? I mean, it's in the evidence.
Is this which? This isn't related to the 911. This is related
Correct.
to.
It's the dispatch calls.
Yeah, there was a dispatch call of a vehicle leaving the scene.
Okay, and that vehicle was a Seminole, right?
Objection, Your Honor. Misstates testimony and speculation.
No, it doesn't. In her exact testimony, Your Honor, she literally said that they got a call of a vehicle fleeing the scene. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Your Honor, the witness previously stated in her testimony that she was not present for the other scene. She specifically testified to arriving at the courthouse and that questioning the witness there, that the vehicle involved was a pickup, not a Seminole.
Your Honor, a pickup is.
Hold on. A pickup is different from a Seminole there, Rami. We have one that is technically 4 doors. Pickup has the back and the bed. 2 separate things for that. And that was
Honor.
testified. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm just going ahead and referencing the actual court record. Kermit, do you have anything in regard to
that was a good
the
catch.
dispatch call that was taking place of the scene where apparently Mr. Braun was involved? You have anything on record
Are
with
we
that?
talking about the kidnapping or the shooting?
The shooting there. Is that what you're referring to there, Rami?
No, I'm referring to the dispatch call.
Which one?
Yeah, of which scene?
Which one? The now
The
one or
robbery of a deadly weapon.
So the shooting where Braun was found.
You have 2 separate dispatch calls.
Yes,
here, Rami.
yes,
You
the one on
have-
Joshua Road, correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hang on.
And by the way, a Seminole does have a bed, Your Honor.
It's
A pickup is like a truck with a an open bed, like a Bison. A Seminole is a 4x.
Bison's can be covered.
SUV. That's what we're saying, though.
Right.
Am
So
I
you
here to
that
debate both
proves
of them?
Oliver's objection wrong.
Hold
Okay,
on.
so
hold
a
on.
Seminole was never mentioned before now.
Correct.
Okay.
That part was there.
Okay, can I rephrase my question then, Your Honor?
Hold on. The second part with that was the dispatch call there.
Right.
Kirby?
The only thing mentioned about a dispatch call is just a vehicle leaving a scene. I don't think it was ever mentioned of a actual specific vehicle.
She said she got a call, Your Honor, of a vehicle fleeing the scene, which is the dispatch call I'm referring to.
Yeah, I'm double checking just to make sure for you.
I believe that was of the kidnapping that was referenced in the
I don't
not
believe
Mr.
that would have been a
Fernandez.
dispatch call. That was a
there
911 call.
911 call stating somebody was being kidnapped in a pickup.
Correct.
There's 911 call saying 2 kidnappers, and then when officers arrived on scene, they found Luis, or they ran into him, and Luis said that somebody was leaving in a pickup.
All right.
Didn't she
one
say
more
a black
time.
and color truck? Sorry, Your Honor.
Yes, that was my next thing.
Hold on. Counsel Hall, what was your objection one more time?
Yeah, it was to misstates testimony, Judge.
Yeah, black and color pickup truck. That's exactly what it says.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, black and color pickup truck. 2 or 3 of them did not see looked around at area code 6. That was in regards
She
to
did say
Mr.
black. I should write
Fernandez.
down black.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was in regards to a kidnapping from Mr. Fernandez. That was not in regards to Mr. Braun there, Robbie. would you like to go ahead and re-ask that question to be specific to the
Can I just talk to my
scenario
counsel
that you're
really
asking
quick?
with? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you think they were the same car?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait, what's that?
Listen, I didn't really expect him to confuse that. No, he's saying, at least he's trying to argue at least that they were the same car. The pickup from the kidnapping and the leaving the scene call that you guys.
But would that not be misstatement of testimony at that
It
point?
is.
If he,
It is.
yeah, I was gonna say he. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there for the questioning, and the 911.
Excuse me, Judge.
Kit wasn't, I believe, present for the.
Can I have just like
30
seconds to think about something really
Kit
quick
wasn't present
while we're
at
talking?
the Murphy Braun scene. I think it would be impossible without a plate to actually prove beyond a reasonable doubt that it was the same vehicle anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if he was intentionally trying to argue that, so there'd be some confusion, or if he just got a legitimate mistake. But yeah, no, they're definitely two different vehicles.
Yeah. I mean, Kit's already stated that. I that's already on the record.
Yeah.
I think they're confusing the vehicle leaving the scene of the armed robbery with what happened with Kit.
I don't know how though. It at no point was Kit questioned about the Murphy Braun scene. Maybe that's why I'm confused.
I don't know. We'll see.
Just another couple moments, Your Honor.
You get what I'm saying though,
No.
right? I don't have any personal statement or testimony on the 911.
I have everything on.
And vice versa with the scene involving Braun.
Yeah, she has not even testified to showing up to the
All right,
Brown
sorry
scene
about
as
that, Your
well,
Honor.
So.
Alrighty. Would you like to go ahead and just clarify, re-ask the question for me
Yeah,
there?
yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Let me just okay. Is Kit back? Did you?
Yeah,
This,
I'm here.
okay. Yeah, sorry. Kit, that Seminole that's in the dispatch call, right? Was that found on scene
Which scene?
of Murphy?
I was not on scene. I don't know.
Okay.
They're confused.
Let's go back to Luis's 911 call. He said it was a black pickup truck fleeing the courthouse, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then approximately, what was the time span between that 911 call and then the dispatch call?
It was about half an hour.
A half hour. I'll rest. I'll rest.
Rami.
We don't rest.
Oh, sorry.
Just no
Proceed
further
to
questions.
redirect.
Yeah, no further questions.
Anyone else from the defense's side? Counselor Birch.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry for the delay. Hey,
No
Kit.
worries.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
That's good. I just have a quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You said Luis mentioned that a clown and another man was kidnapped.
That's correct.
What description did Luis give of the other man?
He did not give a description.
Okay, so okay.
I mean, we also rested too.
I think that's it, honestly.
This is gonna be a good
I have
cross.
a question for Sebastian. It's very important.
Is it pertinent to the case?
No, it's not.
Go ahead and ask it then.
Sebastian, would you mind saying the word toilet for me?
Say it.
Excuse me?
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
No objection.
Are you talking about Toulet?
Oh my
What?
god.
What the hell did you just say?
That's embarrassing. Just go back.
Thank you, Your Honor, for that.
Holy shit!
Some
Kit
people
did
say
it.
bathroom
Your Honor,
instead of
defense
bathroom.
motions to add 2 sparkly star emojis in the court record between his word of toilet.
Kermit, go ahead and denote
I don't even know how to
please.
spell that.
I
It's
don't either.
Toilet.
No,
Tulip.
it's not like you said tulip.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Prosecution, anything else?
Thank you. Just a couple more questions, Your Honor. I want to clarify, Officer Archer. Did Mr. Fernandez provide any evidence of his call to the defendant?
Great question. Thank you for asking. It's people who
Objection,
No.
personal knowledge?
Thank you so much for saying that.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, Your Honor, I'm asking the witness if Mr. Fernandez provided her with any evidence that the call between him and the defendant actually took place. So it would be within her personal knowledge. She could say yes, she could say no, she could elaborate.
We just had the objection concerning the phrasing of the question. If he wants to rephrase that question, I'll withdraw.
What's your issue with the question? You didn't give
it's-
too much more around that. You just said objection.
Yes, sir. Objection, personal knowledge. But the way he phrased that question implies that she would know more. It could take implication that she would know specifics between the call, which hasn't been testified to. So I'm objecting to personal knowledge because we do not believe at this time she has the knowledge to that.
Well, you don't believe it. I'm going to go ahead and overrule it. And go ahead and ask the question because now we can figure it out.
Need me to repeat that for you, Officer
Yes,
Archer?
please.
Certainly. Yeah, did Mr. Fernandez produce any evidence supporting his claim that he had called the defendant?
No, he did not.
All right. And I guess just to button this issue up, based on your investigation, was there any evidence linking this reported kidnapping with the scene up on Joshua Road?
No, there was not.
Did you find any evidence at all that the defendant had been kidnapped?
No, we did not.
Thank you. No further questions.
Whoa.
Sorry, was there an objection? All right, sorry, perhaps I missed
No.
about that.
Shaban just blew a gasket.
Prosecution.
What
Where'd,
just?
Slacks go there?
Your Honor, not sure what our Captain Sachs went, but we're all set on questions. Thank you.
All righty. Defense. Would you like?
I think you just gave Shaban a heart attack.
No.
What happened?
All righty.
I asked if there was any
All
evidence
Go if I
that the
want to.
defendant had been
Yes,
kidnapped.
you are.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, guys.
I thought she was
Thank you very
objecting. I
much.
didn't really hear.
Appreciate that.
Thanks
Have
for
yourself
coming.
a
No, she
wonderful
didn't.
day.
Yeah.
You killed it. You killed it. You did good.
And let's go ahead. Prosecution, anybody else?
No, Your Honor. The people rest.
All righty. Defense.
We'd like to call Murphy Braun up to the stand.
Oh,
Mr. Braun. Would like to approach there.
You have notes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh,
Oh,
I
no.
got the interrogation notes.
Oh no.
Mr. Dingle.
And you could
Hey,
lead.
what's going on, man?
Oh, this is gonna be good. I can't wait.
You know that thing, right? With the swearing, you're sworn in.
Yeah, I swore in at the beginning.
All right, perfect, cool. Take a freaking seat, man.
Can do.
Oliver got excited. He got like a little pep in his step. He was like, "Oh,
Let me try that.
wait a
again.
minute."
In the chair, not inside the chair, man. Unless that makes you feel comfortable, man.
Sorry, I'm used to like sitting up there.
It's just a freaking chair, man.
To be fair, in my experience, that chair is incredibly heavy.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
you
just
should
want to
hit the
confirm.
gym.
I think I heard it in one of the interrogations, but I want to confirm. Do you know if Braun was like suspended as a judge pending this investigation?
It's just a chair.
I don't know if it was mentioned in the
This is
interrogations.
honestly embarrassing.
There.
I know it was
Look, it's a
mentioned
fucking
out
difficult
of.
chair. I'm very stressed.
Hey,
out.
Kit.
Yeah.
Do you know
You're
if
so
in
stressed
either
you can't sit in
interrogations
a
Murphy
chair,
mentioned he
man?
was suspended pending
Yes.
this court case?
Yes. So
Interesting,
in the
interesting.
first interrogation, I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
good enough.
on tape or not, but he
Yeah,
did say
let's
that
see.
he had received word from
Alrighty.
Crane that he was suspended.
Counselor
perfect.
El Rahim.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you did so
Um,
good.
Say your last name
Because
correctly,
I
Counselor?
was a
Yeah,
little
Al
bit
Rahman.
frustrated
Al
because
Rahman,
basically
sorry, I
Crane
think I
had
said
already told
Rahim.
him his charges before
My
like
apologies.
we
Go ahead.
could.
All right.
Murphy.
Huh, very good.
Where were you on the day of December
Did I
17th?
did I do okay?
Yeah, you did
I
great.
was at the
They were more
like December
confused,
17th, you said?
which is
Yes.
even. I mean, I don't want to say it's better, but they were definitely
December
confused.
17th, I was.
You
very
held your
busy.
own very well.
I was working Grime at the time.
Yeah.
I was not yet a judge, and me and my wife at the time were trying to get settled in after moving back to the city.
Okay. And is your wife here in court today, or at the time?
At the time, yes, she is present today.
Can you point to her, please?
Sure.
Who are you pointing to?
Counselor Fitzpatrick.
Right, so Siobhan.
Is that a conflict of interest?
Correct.
And
I mean,
how
I'm
long
not
were
gonna
you
push
guys
it.
getting settled
Nah,
into
nah.
moving into the city?
Together until around or about December 27th. From December 15th.
You were with her those whole like week and a half, we'll say.
For
I'm
about
sorry, Your
12
Honor.
days.
I'm gonna object to relevance at this point. I
Your Honor,
apologize,
December
but
17th is the night of the gun being robbed off of Leo Slacks.
well, Your Honor, I'm gonna object to relevance in facts, not in evidence. There's no evidence to support that's the date that the firearm was stolen, and this is not relevant, as in this is a completely separate date with respect to the scope of this case.
Your Honor, it actually is in the report of them referencing the weapon being stolen off of Slacks.
It's also an interrogation, Your Honor, in the report.
All right, let me take a look at this. Is there a specific section I should be looking at?
I'm
here?
fairly certain this is not in the report. Either you know?
I was not
Well,
neither
you have the
interrogation.
as Siobhan
Yeah,
said,
Murphy brought an
and,
interrogation.
Give me one
I
second.
don't remember us ever talking about that.
This is a video, yes?
Because I
Well,
watched through the entire
you know
thing
what?
earlier, and I'm fairly
Is there a
certain it wasn't
timestamp?
mentioned.
I mean, Cornwood did ask them a lot of
It's
personal
referenced
questions
several times
during
throughout
the interrogation.
Your Honor. I
That
Yeah,
don't
he
give
did.
the
their
exact timestamp
scope.
at this moment.
Do
He
me a
certainly
favor,
asked us
because
not about when
this
the fire was
is, if
stolen.
that is mentioned in the interrogation, it is put into evidence at that time. I need one of y'all to actually get me a timestamp.
Well, we
and
can't
at
even
this
prove that the
time,
gun
just
was
go ahead and
actually
move
his.
on from the
How can we
question,
prove
and then
that?
we'll come back and revisit it in case someone is able to do so. Because, frankly, I'm not going to go through everything and try to
Okay.
find the exact timestamp.
Can I have another rebuttal?
You may, yes.
We've already proceeded down this line of questioning. He could have objected to that relevance about 3 questions ago. So it's already in the records of the night of December 17th.
Can I respond, Judge?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. The objection is now being raised because the previous line of questioning had to do with the defendant's relationship and him getting along with his ex-wife in the weeks leading up. And then this latest question had to do with a gun being stolen on this date. Just because that specific date was in the record doesn't mean they can continue asking this line of questioning if it's not relevant, if the facts
Your Honor,
do not support the...
He just proved my
Can
point,
I-
Your Honor.
Can I finish,
Hold on,
Judge?
Robbie. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I guess now is being made an issue, we'd move to strike the portions of the testimony that are relevant, having to do with this date on December 17th.
Rebuttal, Your Honor?
Last one.
He literally just proved my point. I was setting up the foundation, and then the second I mentioned the gun getting taken is when he started objecting.
I don't understand how that makes any
He
sense.
literally just proved my point.
I don't know.
Once again, I'm going to have to understand the time that this came into the interrogation or timestamp related to it. Once again, if y'all can establish that for now, move on from that question there, Robbie. You may go ahead and revisit it. I'm not opposed to keeping that scope open with it. He did lay down a foundation as to a date, and those were not objected to. And if it is given in any part of the evidence that
How is
actually
marital
is
or
used at any
relationship
point
status
during
have
the
anything to?
interrogation,
Okay.
then it should be allowed here within this courtroom. I do not want to obscure or remove evidence that could be exculpatory towards his story. All right?
Oh, sorry about that.
Well, you don't
Understood,
have to
Judge.
go ahead and
Oh my
push
God,
Don't
Archer
push
there.
Kid Archer, Oliver.
Very sorry, Your Honor.
Because
They're,
you're upset, you're objecting to
Apologize to Archer.
You say the word
guys.
kid.
I think there
I'm
was
so
like a
sorry,
spider
Officer
on
Archer.
me. I think he
Oh.
saved my life.
All righty.
Sif.
A hero.
I'm just going to go ahead and sit down.
Okay. Murphy.
Yes, go ahead.
Do you know what day you became a judge?
December 21st.
Okay, and did you take a swear to preserve an oath?
Objection, relevance.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we already talked. Motherfucker, bro. Your Honor, we are establishing scope.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and once again, I will overrule the objection. He did ask those questions during cross-examination of Mr. Officer Dugong originally about oaths being taken with judges.
Let's try, Oliver.
Wasn't that sustained though, based on speculation?
No, I think there was a back and forth. But
Okay.
it ended up
Yes.
What was that oath?
I mean, I would have to like
I
look
just
it
don't
up.
This is
It's
not a
been
very
while,
good
but,
legal argument, though. I'm just not
you know, in short, to
understanding
uphold
why he's
justice and,
presenting this, to
and
be
maintain
honest.
law and order and have integrity.
I mean,
and serve
what's the
public.
relevance of?
Maintain law and order.
I don't know. I guess I'm confused on the relevance side.
To ensure fair
He's trying to
justice,
argue
yes,
that
and,
because he's a
you know, that
judge,
results in-
he's a
in law and
peace
order being
officer, quote
maintained.
unquote. That's
Okay.
what he's going for. It just
Now,
doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
would you consider that the definition of a peace officer?
I could, yeah, I could see it. You know, it is certainly applicable in some jurisdictions. Others have different distinctions.
Okay. Now,
he just answered a question
you
without saying
maintained
anything.
a clean record up until throughout this entire time. Honestly, even until this court case from your time in Los Santos, correct?
Objection, leading, counsel's testify.
I'll rephrase the question. Do you have a clean record?
I believe I have a warning for speeding, and that's it.
Okay.
Yo, Sydney, thank you for the brand new tier 1. I appreciate you. How you doing? Thanks for the brand new sub. Hope you're doing great today. Can we get some hearts in chat? Please. Thank you.
Okay. And
Welcome.
let's go fast forward to the night of this entire incident. Can you run through me your day?
Yes, absolutely. I woke up and went to the clothing store to pick out an outfit for Raymond's birthday party at the Liquid Library. After which I went to City Hall and was on duty there with Judge Norman Adams for some time before the civil case of Ramaswamy versus Pilbis, which you're aware of, which I attended nearly in full before leaving.
Was this in the
at around
interrogation?
9 p.m. Eastern. To
There's one that I
attend,
couldn't
Raymond's
listen to.
birthday
Okay,
party.
okay.
Okay. And when you were on duty with Norman, what did you guys do? Just hang out?
Yeah, we just hung out
this
and
actually
spilled the
part, was it?
tea. Talked about our plans for the day, more or less.
Did you
And we
receive
both
any?
went-
Did you receive any phone calls that were threatening, or you know, like let me strike that. You operated the day normally.
Yeah, it was just a normal day. It's a pretty
Okay.
good mood.
Raymond's birthday party. Can you break that down for me? How that went?
Yeah. So it was extremely crowded. There had to be like 100 people there. So it was kind of difficult to
I'm waiting for the
get around
facts,
and
not an evidence.
socialize. I remember that, and there's some pretty good music there, but yeah, it's very difficult to like talk to people.
Okay. And how long were you there for?
To the best of my recollection, the music performances lasted maybe around an hour. There were like
Okay,
4 or
and
5 artists.
Did you show up with anybody to the party?
No. I came alone.
Okay. And did you leave with anybody at the party?
No. I did not find who I went there to see.
Okay. Now let's go back to your day. Leaving the party, can you explain to me what happened after?
After the party is kind of where things get hazy. But I vaguely recall getting a phone call about questions about becoming a lawyer and requesting a meeting.
Okay. And were you inebriated at this party?
As I stated in
said
both
he
of my
didn't remember
interviews, I
anything in
had 1 or 2
interrogation.
drinks at the party because it was super packed and the lines were long.
Could we argue facts not in
I really
evidence?
didn't stay long.
But you were
No,
under your own
for this.
control, right?
Yeah, 1 or 2
I
drinks. I
mean,
wasn't